Today's subject.
The finals.
Gamers. Sorry for the delay. I've been busy wage slave maxing and then in job mugging for this past couple of months. Do I do it for the money? No. I just love increasing shareholder value while getting paid pennies in return. I simply do it for the love of the game. Aww. Anyway, enough about me. Recently I had free time and so I decided to make yet another loadout video. I like to call this one the "Can I put my balls in your jaw?" or "How I stopped worrying about winning and love defeat." For this loadout you're going to need number 1, the MGL. You think to yourself, the MGL, isn't that like the worst weapon in the game? That's right, but it's also one of the most fun. And you know what I like? Crap money. And you know what I don't have? Also money. So the next best thing is fun. And the MGL is just that, fun. Oh, and what does the MGL stand for? It stands for Mega Game Launcher. Because it fucking sucks. Anyway, the MGL has this weird little bounce where it always hits the ground once, then explodes, unlike the CL-40 medium where it explodes on impact. Due to this, it's really hard to fight opponents close range, due to the bouncing aspect of it. A lot of times you will hit yourself or miss, making it a very skilled and hard weapon to use. Realistically, it's useless against a good team that knows how positioning and high ground works, so not my team. But it also means you can do stuff like this.
The Kingfish got hold of a cast box.
Holy shit, this bounce is great. So, using walls in the environment is key for the Mega Game Launcher. Combine that bouncing projectile with the MGL's natural splash damage and it can lead teams in seconds, which means you want to use the environment smartly, such as walls, roofs and angles to your advantage. It's a very situational and creative weapon, and even if the situation is favorable to you, on an one-on-one, you are still most likely gonna... But if it works, well... You'll be an unstoppable killing machine, deleting enemy players, much like my landlord deletes my paycheck after my dead-end job. This means you need to cover for your weaknesses with the rest of your loadout, so you want to bring number 2, the Charge and Slam. Also, what is the difference between me and a boulder? We are both rock hard, and much like a boulder, the Charge and Slam bulldozes through walls, opponents, anything really. It's a really underrated specialization, and it's a phenomenal combo with the MGL because it covers its close range weaknesses very well. It can be used very aggressively, like for pushing opponents for an easy kill. Are you introverted and someone is trying to engage in social interactions with you? Well, use a Charge and Slam. Is the enemy much like a woman running away in fear after they see the average Overwatch player approach their general positioning? Bulldoze through the wall and finish the job. Oh, and can we talk about how satisfying the ground smash is? Which makes the Charge and Slam a really useful tool for positioning, like opening up roofs and other structures, so you can get revives or move objectives or create a line of sight in the high ground, which you can then use for easy kills. Well, I think you get the idea. It's amazing at offensive and defensive plays, and if used well, which sometimes I don't. It can easily shape the environment and, in the hands of a smart player, turn what would be otherwise a liability, your close range weaknesses, into one of your greatest assets.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Allowing for some really easy kills. And much like a woman in real life, they don't like me getting close to them, so you want to make sure your opponent can't run away and call the police. So you want to bring number 3, the Lock Bolt. For this one, you want to use the same strategy I used to make friends. You chain them up and then lock them in my basement until they like me. Nah, just kidding, I don't have friends. But as you know, the Lock Bolt chains an enemy to the ground and restricts their movement until that or the timer ends, which makes getting kills with the MGL or the Charge and Slam really easy. The key to this gadget is catching them by surprise, then all you really have to do is shoot it at a nearby wall or at their feet and it's usually just GG. Plus, using Charge and Slam with it is really fun. Oh, and fun fact, you can also finish off enemies with like very low HP, something I didn't really learn until recently.
Added to the mix.
The lock bolt is pretty easy to use and complements this playstyle really well. And just like how I like to say, it's not about the size but how you use it.
That's what she said.
Which is why for number 4, you want to use the pyro mines. They're small but deadly.
That's what she said.
The pyro mines is easily one of my favorite gadgets in this game. You essentially want to place them in ways that the enemy has no choice but to step on them. You want to place them in windows, doors, or any high movement, high interest area. Almost like they don't want to get stepped on or something, but suspiciously seem to place themselves in a way to make that easy to happen. Additionally, they are very useful to use in punishing aggressive players.
Barricade check.
Or, when placed on top of a player respawn totem, it can sometimes catch low-level players off guard, netting you an easy kill.
Barricade check. This will protect us.
Which has gotten way more people killed than I'd like to admit. It just works, man. Now, for the cherry on top, you want to use number 5, the C4. Oh boy. Now we're cooking with gas. The C4 at its basic deals good flat damage.
C4 ready.
And it being an explosive, it can destroy walls and structures, unlocking a slew of vertical possibilities and outplays, such as stalling cash out.
The boundless. One contestant is really set to leave nothing but dust. What a display of animalistic rage.
Dropping objectives such as a vault, among many other possibilities. However, all of that is irrelevant to me. What really matters is what I like to call the nuke. Being a tall, strong, 6.2 foot manly man, I've always dreamed about unleashing my fantasy of being a legally questionable lolly wielding explosive magic. And the nuke combo lets me live that fantasy. By simply placing a mine or a barrel in a location such as the stairs and adding a C4 into it, you can create a supercharged explosion, which, if you've been paying attention, it's deadly. Yes, it can be used offensively, but I also love using it as bait, by placing it near player totems or any other high interest areas such as objectives or stairs where people might come from.
The Kingfish have kicked off a cash out.
So always make sure to place a C4 with other mines or a red/shield barrel and place them in entryways against pushing players, stairs, whatever. Oh, and one last fun fact, did you know that if you slide into a vault you can actually kick it around? I didn't know that, it was pretty interesting.
Lights are open in Vault 1.
And yeah, you reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.